All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the winter 2021 general meeting for Bruin Space. My name is Justin. I'm the internal vice president of Bruin Space, and thank you all for coming. We're going to start with a couple of announcements. That is going to work eventually. There it is. So similar to the fall, in the winter, we're not going to have any in-person meetings due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. However, we do have limited lab access for club admin and project leads. So if you're on a project and you need something, go tell your project lead, and they'll hopefully be able to get that for you at some point. Additionally, on Discord, we've created a new open voice chat. So that's just, you can consider it almost like deorbit, but a voice chat where you can go in, hang out, talk about whatever you want within reason and appropriateness, obviously. Additionally, this isn't an actual bullet point, but some of the officers do occasionally hold lab hours where they're just hanging out on Discord. Definitely go in and talk to them if you have questions about Bruin Space, UCLA stuff, or anything in general. All right, moving on to the officer elections. So every year we have elections for officers. Obviously, these positions are president, internal vice president, external vice president of finance, vice president of marketing, lab manager, and webmaster. So we don't have any direct applications for those right now. Those will be coming closer to the middle of the quarter, and the elections are planned for the end of this quarter or the beginning of next quarter, probably the end of this quarter. So if you're interested in any officer or club admin positions, definitely keep an eye out for information about that. Moving on to the projects, we're going to start with Overseer.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lorraine, and I am the project manager for Overseer. Ethan is our chief engineer. Say hi, Ethan.
How's it going, guys?
Yeah, next slide, please. So here at Overseer, we build high-altitude balloons, and high-altitude balloons allow us quick and affordable access to the gateway of space. And when I say gateway, I mean approximately 100,000 feet into our atmosphere. And as Bruin Space's entry-level project, our mission is to establish a durable, modular, cost-efficient method to build high-altitude balloons for use in scientific research at UCLA and beyond.
So our team this year is divided into 4 main subgroups. The first is the mechanical subteam, which is made by Isabel and Fiona, and they're kind of in charge of the design of the payload. So they're working a lot with CADing and 3D printing and just learning about aerodynamics, how to make this the best possible. The electrical team is run by Alan Wang, and that's kind of looking at various different circuitry methods of powering this device and connecting all the electronics. We have the software team, which is run by Leo and Zach Chang. And this team is in charge of preparing the Python code, which allows our radio to actually communicate with our devices and make sure everything runs smoothly. And then finally, on the communications team, that's run by Lorraine and I. And this is radio communications, not communications as in the major. And this is basically tracking, we're using a technology called APRS, and we're making sure that we can make sure we know where our balloon is so we can actually get it when it lands.
So specific updates for this quarter. Currently, we're focusing on designing and testing, obviously all virtually. And as far as announcements, we are looking for another electrical lead because Alan's currently all on his own. So if anyone is particularly skilled in electronics, reach out to me and we can talk about that. Some of our goals for this quarter, we're going to have a design review week 5 for some of the initial designs we're working on at the beginning of this quarter. And then we're hoping to finish all the designs so that they're ready for assembly by next quarter. And we're also hoping to order our hardware and parts so we can actually start building this thing. So if that all sounded awesome to you and maybe you're interested in joining, we have a time commitment of about 1 to 3 hours a week per sub team. So you can join as many sub teams as you want, as long as you can like commit fully to each one. Each sub team has a 1 hour weekly meeting, and those Zoom links are always posted in the Discord. We accept people of all skill levels, and we will literally teach you everything you need to know. So you don't need to worry about that. And if you do want to join, don't forget to fill out the Bruin Space application, which I believe can be found in the project applications channel. We will be having our first social of the quarter, week 4. So keep an eye out on the Discord for information about that. And this is our contact information. You can email or message me, whatever.
Thank you for coming. Does anyone have any questions?
Ethan, we're doing questions at the end.
Okay.
All right, so hey everyone, my name is Harris Kassar. I'm the project manager for Project Reach. So Reach is Bruin Space's amateur rocket payload system team. Essentially what we're doing currently, our current project is called Spartan. We're focusing on making a quote unquote better CubeSat. So essentially we're doing a payload or a modular design satellite that is a payload system that aims to support both scientific and engineering payloads. Ideally, we're trying to fit to that CubeSat form factor. Obviously, in order to make this happen, we need people from all different skill levels. So next slide, please. So for those of you who have gone to previous general meetings or on Reach, you've definitely seen this before. This is just essentially a blowout module of an image of our current design right now. And if you go into the next slide, each of those different subsystems kind of break down pretty understandably into these different subteams. So here I have listed all the different subteam leads. They're all on Discord. They're really, really easy to find. If you're interested in getting involved in any of these, so structures, you have concerning with the actual structure of Spartan, as well as the payload design and supporting the payload, which has been their main focus so far this year. You have the electronics team, which currently is working on finishing up PCB designs, and software is working really hard on not only making Spartan's flight software, but also making a sensor driver library that ideally will help future Bruin space projects down the road, especially Reach. We have communications, which is sort of this collaboration between electronics and software, ideally focusing on producing not only the software associated with our data transmission during flight, but also working with the actual working with our electronics and our software team, as well as our structures, to incorporate the radios into Spartan. And then we have our operations team, who is really focusing on two major things. One, our mission operations, so making sure that we can actually get Spartan off the ground, and two, focusing on the software and data analysis on the ground at ground station once we actually get our data transmitted during flight. So I put here weekly meeting times for all these different subteams have been pinned in the Reach General channel. If you can't find that, please message me directly at the end of this little Reach segment. I have my my Discord information. Please message me directly. So if you go to the next slide. So in terms of current status, so last year we did sort of a quarter of design and new member training. If you're new now, that's perfectly fine. It's not like we went through an entire quarter of training. It was just more integration of new people and onboarding new people. So that's perfectly fine. As you saw in the last thing, we're looking So currently, our current software lead is looking to pass on the role to someone else. So if you're potentially interested in applying for that, I do have an application that has been thrown out in the Reach software channel. If you need help finding that, or you're just interested, period, just again, message me. And so, like was mentioned at the beginning of the general meeting, all development is still being done in a safer at home fashion. So that kind of leads into the upcoming goals part. One of the major parts we kind of saw for this quarter was moving more into this manufacturing and testing side of things, which obviously is a bit of an issue considering the safer at home policies. So we're looking to try to hopefully break into this and achieve this by first actually purchasing any extra hardware components we have, as well as with our limited lab access, be able to take some of the components we already have in the lab and ships / send those out to people who or to individual team members to actually perform testing or begin manufacturing of maybe a flat sat module or something along those lines. So we're trying to work on that. And obviously the biggest hurdle is manufacturing or specifically for our structures. So Andy and Andy's the chief engineer, who I don't think is here today. We're working on trying to figure out some solutions for that. And so if you go to the next slide, I think this is the contact information. Oh, never mind. Okay, not yet. So just like Overseer, we accept people of all skill levels. Typically, Reach is sort of seen as the mid-level project, but we are still definitely beginner friendly. You can essentially think of Reach as, in terms of time commitment, it's probably a little bit more than Overseer, but we really see this as you really get what you put in. We as long as you have a passion to dive into our projects, you'll definitely find a place on Reach. And so, like I mentioned again, those weekly sub-team meetings are the times are pinned in the Reach General channel. And so if you're interested, please apply through the Bruin Space application, or message me directly as well. Even if you haven't been too active over this past quarter in Reach specifically, like feel free to message me and just ask me any questions you have about it. I'm always on Discord. And I have right there, the all hands meetings are weekly. They're currently Thursdays at 7. So that's a great time for you to learn more about Reach, as well as learn a little bit more about the different sub-teams and where the sub-teams are at. And I think the next slide is the contact information. Yeah, so right there. So again, it's probably the fastest reply is over Discord. So feel free to ping me or our chief engineer, Andy. And yeah, thanks so much for coming out.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Sachin Lee, and I am the project manager of Rapid. All right, our continuing mission to develop a 3U CubeSat bus capable of accommodating the MIXI thruster, so that we can demonstrate that it works in space, so that we can put it on more advanced stuff, and then hopefully make that fly as well. All right. So current status, we are following last quarter, we did a lot of recruitment. This quarter, we're going to be going heavily into design with the goal of having a peer design review in the spring. I'm not quite sure what to call it yet. Maybe PEDR, maybe PDR, maybe PDR2, Electric Boogaloo, I don't know. But we will be having some sort of design review that we will be working for at the end of this year. I don't want to have, and the reason for us not moving into a critical design phase is I actually want to get everyone working on some sort of hardware before we move towards everything. Additionally, we are moving forward on some virtual development, as well as some limited personal development. If you saw the deorbit channel earlier today, I actually got into the lab and to grab some hardware. And now we have additional capabilities for our CDNH, i.e. flight computer, as well as ADAC systems to work with. Additionally, we have an increased focus on networking and acquisition of resources for this quarter. We will be reaching out towards a number of big name corporations in order for them to help fund us, as well as allow us access to some of their resources. All right, here's how you join. The main problem areas that we need help with: electrical engineering, systems engineering, orbits and operations, as well as communications. If you consider yourself experienced in any of those fields, or any of the other fields I haven't mentioned today, please feel free to contact me. My contact information is on the screen right now, or Justin, who's my chief engineer. Additionally, you can also apply in the Bruin Space application, and I will also see that as it is. So here is a little bit of an update video on TIE Fighter. As you guys saw from the previous quarter, this is what the TIE Fighter looked like. It's just an animation for right now.
Pardon my internet.
So this design has actually been realized, and in the following slide, we can see the fruits of the team's labor. This is what it looks like right now. It doesn't really carry about a nice scale of things, but if we keep going, we'll see that that's what it actually folds down into. And for a proper scale of things, we'll see the pictures that I took earlier today. The solar panels are actually pretty big. We'll have to come up with some better way of securing the panels to each other that don't require cutting off the tape measure, especially because the tape measures are a little bit wobbly right now. But we'll get to that when we get to it. Anyways. A quick marketing shout out. We have some through my persistent badgering of Janine and Angela. We have our rapid patch that we will hopefully be producing and then getting out to all the members, as well as a logo for continuing interactions with the Blue Dot Consortium. Hopefully in the future, we'll get more logos from them, because the marketing team is very talented, and I'm excited to see what kinds of things we can produce.
All right, hello everyone. I'm Raymond, and I am the project manager of Endeavour. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Endeavour, we are Bruin Space's science team. We focus on designing experiments, taking data, sometimes by constructing our own instruments, processing and analyzing that data, and the end goal is to publish that data in a database or in some sort of scientific paper. So currently we are juggling a few sub-projects this quarter. We have the remote telescope project, the muon detector, the MHD pump, and then two projects, upcoming projects with Professor Jean-Luc Margot in EPSS, the SETI project and a Venus data project, which I don't have all the details about that yet, but yeah. Next slide, please. All right, so the main project this quarter, or at least the project that has gotten the most time, is the remote telescope project. Last quarter, we were able to get access to telescopes in Chile, New Mexico, and Spain, and we've been using those to take photos and data of minor planets, aka comets and asteroids. So last quarter, what we were doing was we were learning how to use the telescopes, write observing scripts, and then doing some preliminary imaging. This quarter, we'll continue imaging targets, and then we're going to get to writing the code necessary to analyze those images, and then submit astrometric and photometric data, aka positional and brightness data, to the Minor Planet Center database. And for the future, we would like to develop a more focused project that we can possibly publish in its own paper. For instance, determining the rotation period of an asteroid by taking brightness data over a long period of time, analyzing the size of dust grains in comets, and things like that. So on the right there's an image that was taken December 31st. That is the asteroid 4 Vesta, which some of you may be familiar with. It was visited by the Dawn spacecraft in 2011. Yeah, there it is. So next slide. We are also attempting to continue with some projects that we had last year and that were put on hold indefinitely because of COVID. We will still not be able to do a lot of work in these projects this quarter. However, I am leaving next. This is my last year, so I believe that these are worthwhile projects that people might be interested in continuing. So in the interest of ensuring a peaceful transition of power, I would like, if anybody's interested in either the muon detector or the MHD pump, or just learning more about those projects, to contact me privately or DM me on Discord. With the muon detector, we've been working on that for a while, and the intention was to fly it on a high altitude balloon, which Overseer is having, but you can't fly it in the balloon if there is no balloon. So that will not be completed until the balloon launches, which will probably not be until next year. And for the MHD pump, I mean, there's not really that much to say about that. Like, contact me if you're interested in that. It's a fluid mechanics project. Yeah, okay. Next slide. This quarter, we are hoping to introduce 2 new projects in cooperation with Professor Jean-Luc Margot in the EPSS department. The first of these is a citizen science platform. Like, he wants help with building a citizen science platform for the UCLA SETI group, which is that radio astronomy project that attempts to find life in the universe or whatever. So as far as I'm aware, that will be a very short project. But if you have questions about either of these projects, please contact Calvin Shen. There's his handle in Discord, because he is the main contact with the professor at the moment. Second project, which I don't know too much about yet, but the professor is putting together a packet of information for people who are interested in the project. It involves analyzing some old data of Venus that's stored in magnetic tapes. I'm assuming that means it's data from the Magellan spacecraft, but I'm not sure about that. And details will be announced on Discord if and when they arrive. So stay tuned. All right. So if you're interested, there's my contact information. Contact me in Discord, email me, ask questions. And new members are always welcome, because I will make every effort to educate people in everything they need to know for any of these projects. And people are constantly joining and leaving and whatever, so it's not too much of a burden to have like new people on the team. And frankly, we need new people on the team. So if you want, you can fill out the project application form on the project application channel, or you can contact me directly. So yeah, thanks.
Hi, I'm Zephyr Scott. I'm the lab manager, and I'm currently running Forge, which is our workshop series. So go ahead and go to the next slide. Last quarter, we had 3 successful workshops. One unfortunately had to be canceled due to lack of availability. We also worked with Christine, who may or may not be here right now, to develop some workshop guidelines for our presenters based on a lot of the stuff that we learned last quarter and that we've been learning in past quarters as well, to help us build better workshops in general. This quarter, we're going to be doing fewer workshops. It's just winter quarter. Always, there's just less time as new people will learn soon, and as people who've been around for a while are familiar. So we're probably only going to have like 2 workshops this quarter, but those will be announced soon.
Hi everyone, my name is Janine and I am one of your co-VPs of marketing along with Angela, if she would like to say hi now.
Hello, I'm Angela and I'm the other co-VP as Janine so just introduced us.
Now if you're, there you go. Oh, that's fine too. So if you're any bit familiar with Bruin Space, you've probably seen this little space bear around and you might be wondering who they are. Well, this is our club mascot, Bruin Space, or Brew for short. And the marketing team is responsible for creating such imagery and fun graphics and logos for the club. And as implied before, the marketing team is responsible for managing our brand and the image of Bruin Space. We work to get the word out about our wonderful club. And most of this involves graphic design, which is used to make flyers and social media posts. We mostly use Canva, which is a free online software. Also, we manage the social media presence on Facebook and Instagram, making events, promotions, etc. Illustration and art is also a big part of marketing, but not a requirement. This can be seen in Brew mostly and some of the posters that we've created. And finally, we also manage the regular email blast for the club, which will be going out every 2 weeks this quarter.
Some specific goals we have for this quarter is that we would want to finalize their new presentation template, which we are for this general meeting. We are currently using an older slide format template, but we have some new ones in line that are coming out. Hopefully soon, should be soon. And then the big one we want to do is increase our social media presence, particularly on like Instagram. Last quarter, we did post some stuff, but not much, mostly just a bit in the beginning of the year, a bit of recruitment stuff. Also post regarding our general meetings and stuff. Hopefully one of the goals is to have a more regular posting of various types of things. And of course, we would like to continue our regular email blasts. As Janine just said, and last quarter we did every week. This quarter, due to some feedback, we are going to try to pull that back a little bit so that it's every other week, but still regular, just so not everyone's not getting a bunch of emails that with very little actual content update. So we hope that 2 weeks bi-weekly emails will be more regular or more efficient for communicating information. If you're interested or would like to know more, you can contact us. On the slide, we've included our emails, but we're also on Discord. You can either at the marketing VP or at us directly, DM us. Our names on the Discord, at least in the server, are our names. We'll add those in before we're sending the slides out. And other than that, yeah, we also did do some other things like the last quarter we did the Zoom virtual backgrounds, videos, and stills, as you can see that some of us have, not Dacheng because he's outdated. But
hey, rude.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah, if we are interested, just contact us. There's plenty of ways. I'm always on Discord, so just message.
All right, hi everyone. My name is Yu Chen, and I'm the president of External Affairs. Right, so what we do. So we handle communication with everything that is outside of the club, which includes other clubs and potential sponsors. Now, most of what we do is basically we deal heavily with corporate outreach, and that comes in the form of developing sponsorship packages, maintaining industry contacts plus mentorship, and that comes in the form of arranging speaker events. And depending on the circumstance, we also could coordinate collaboration with other clubs. And so currently the plan for this quarter is that we're looking for a new member, and that most of the sponsorship package
for this year is already done, but we're still in the stages of finalizing it. And there's currently 2 members, me and another person called Atawa. And but we're looking for a new member because we kind of want a new opinion on our sponsorship emails and our sponsorship package, and also on the issue of potentially talking about succession for next year. So yeah, if you want more information, feel free to contact me at my email below or hit me up at Discord.
All right, that concludes the informational part of our general meeting for this quarter. Thank you all for coming. If you have further questions, please join us over on Discord. The link has been posted in chat and is also visible here. If someone could post the link again in case anyone jumped in halfway through. I don't think anyone did, but maybe. Yeah, so if you have any further questions, please hop on the Discord. The officers and project leads will all be in voice chat, so you can come and ask questions if you want, or you can just hang out and have a short little social hour. All right. Yeah, there'll also be a channel for getting help with Discord if you're new to it and still trying to figure out how it works.
What we did last time, which we can do again this time, is we actually held off on starting the channel for help on Discord for the moment. So I can go ahead and hang out here for anyone who needs help with if they haven't gotten started on Discord at all. And then if everyone has left, then I'll just head over there and I'll be available for Discord help there. So these are all various options. But if someone else wants to start a Discord help chat before I get in there, that's cool too.
Yeah, that should work.
Also, for those who haven't seen, so went ahead and set up rooms over there for all 4 projects, as well as one for admin, and the social chat is there as well. So again, leads can certainly set up more chats as they find useful, but those are definitely available.
All right, very good.
And with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop recording. Sorry.
Yeah.